Unlike equations that have one variable, which typically also have one solution, equations that have two variables more often than not have an infinite number of solutions. So when we are asked to find a solution for an equation, such as y equals 4x minus 7, there are an infinite number of possible answers to this. Because of this vastness of possible answers, it's up to us to decide how we want to begin. We actually have the freedom to choose one value for one of the variables. We could either pick a value for x, substitute that in, and find the corresponding y value, or we could pick a y value, substitute that in for the y in the equation, and then solve for the corresponding x value. There is no right or wrong way to do this. You will learn from experience that some options are better than others. You can find ways to avoid fractions and things like that, but ultimately, for any x value that I pick, I will be able to find a corresponding y value. And with this equation, for any y value I pick, I will be able to find any corresponding x value. Because this equation is already set up y equals, I'm going to begin by picking an x value. So I'm going to say, let's pick an x value such as 3. I'm going to let x equal 3. So by doing this, I've already started to set up my solution is going to be 3 comma something. What I need to do is now find the corresponding y-coordinate that will be a solution for this equation. I will go back to the equation we're trying to find a solution, y equals 4x minus 7. I will use the fact that I arbitrarily chose x to be 3, and I'll substitute that 3 in for the x. And you'll notice once I do that, we now have the statement y equals 4 times 3 minus 7. Well, in this case, all we need to do is some arithmetic to find that y value. 4 times 3 is 12, and separately, 12 minus 7 is 5. So we have now found a solution for this equation. We know that 3 comma 5 is a solution for this equation. Hopefully you recognize, had I picked a different x value, I would have had different arithmetic carried out in my work, and I would have come up with a different solution. Again, there is no right or wrong answer here. In a class with 30 students, you might end up with 30 different answers for this question on a homework assignment, and that's fine.